Now, normally, I've been making a video with much lighter content. I've been talking about the first few races of the F1 season at this time of the year. I've been doing a PTC or a piece to camera. Instead, I'm recording using Audacity. I know, yeah. This is because this one might go on for a while, and I need the memory space to say what I want, and I don't need any more rushing my words than today. We're going to be talking about something else. Purely because, you know, my phone's just got no memory in it ever, and I can't really record anything longer than 5 minutes, and I need more time than 5 minutes. We've got a lot to get through today, so get whatever it is you get out when you watch a very long-winded video. I don't care what. Let's begin. A few months ago, my Twitter accounts BlueAxeRacer and more BlueAxeRacer were shitted on by SJWs after some comments I had made based on the reduction of rape occurrence. My words were, rape might be wrong, but wearing a short skirt is basically saying come and fuck me, consent or not. What this essentially means is that whilst not everyone agrees on the morality of rape, because some people are heartless bastards, it makes sense not to draw attention to yourself because of the clothes you wear, particularly in situations where lots of people in surroundings might have lustful feelings. If you wear nurse clothes, does it not make sense that people will be more attracted to you, whether you give consent or not? Whether it is rape or not, it is still sex, and sexually attractive clothing is worn to encourage sexual activity. If it's 3 AM in the morning, and you have the option of walking through the ghetto with the highest murder rate, or walking it through the safer route, would you... I don't know about you, but I'd want people to warn me about the dangerous route. If you walk the dangerous route anyway, is it my fault if I get murdered? No, but it could have been avoided. When girls dress sexy, it attracts sexual attention. Nothing justifies rape, just as nothing justifies murder. We need to prevent rape. One of the ways we can do this is by educating people on how to stay safe. Knowing that it is human nature to be sexually attracted to other people. Sometimes it's hard to reason against human instinct, and besides, a rapist knows the difference between right and wrong. They just don't give a shit. Telling them not to rape is like telling a bomb not to go off. It's useless. Of course, you can try to defuse the bomb, but even then, you could get killed. Even better, you could stop the bomb being made. So, how do we stop the bomb being made? Well, we invest in mental health research, and we diagnose mental illnesses to determine who the most at risk of turning down the wrong path are. We can motivate people, young people, to lead a good sexual life. Even the survivors of rape by, pardon the pun, unfucking them. Oh god. By this I mean that rapists are fucked up people, and are often survivors of rape themselves. If we can teach these people how sexual relationships are normal, then we can prevent rape. Of course, this is what I think should be done explained in simple terms. In reality, the solution is far more complicated. But even if we do this, there can still be the case where you encounter someone who wants to rape you. Hopefully you will have done everything in your power to make yourself inconspicuous. Then, if not, at least you can not put yourself at fault. Do not wear anything that might be considered sexually attractive, or face the consequences of attracting the wrong sort of attention. Do not get drunk, or face the consequences of losing your ability to influence your fate. And do not go anywhere alone. Nobody can help you if you're not in a group. Rape, like murder, is never the fault of the victim, but given the opinion, you'd rather be warned of the dangers, so you can avoid putting yourself in harm's way. Don't stand near the bomb, or do anything to cause it to go off. Just run. The fact is, there are murderers and rapists out there. If there is any personal responsibility you can take, it is wise to do so and foolish not to. If you don't think there is an excuse for someone raping you, this does not mean that someone else doesn't. Rapists are not normal people. Over the past months, I have privated and deprivated my accounts to measure the feeling towards me since I posted that tweet. The last time I publicised my timelines, people still wanted to have my throat for some reason, even though this happened last November. I suspect that these people are nothing but evil SJWs. However, I still want people to know about the activity that I wish to make available, as I want to express my opinion. It's at this point that I need to explain you a bit about my background. Online, at least. It'd be a bit over a year ago that I found a group that I was in to be in disdain. There was nobody posting. I decided, because of my passion for the content of the group, to make an attempt to revive this group. Over the next few months, I would have the input in recruiting two main people. One who is willing to invest his time in the project and who had experience in moderation, the other who is also knowledgeable in this topic, and over the last year has contributed to ensuring this group's popularity. However, it is the latter of these two that continues to make my life a misery. As you know by now, as a result of the attacks to my accounts, I have been using a pseudonym on Facebook to ensure that I was at least safe. Very few people were aware of this fact during the time that the pseudonym was used, this admin being one of them. However, when I changed my name back, he turned on me. As you can probably guess, I would consider this foolish, and you would be right. I was also very upset. He had previously advised me to delay the announcement, which I did, and in fact tried to use my anonymity to help the group be successful, make a daily post about some exciting event, which I would eventually reveal to be my true identity. Unfortunately, nothing went as planned. Another admin from another group, which created the same type of content as ours, was previously willing to cooperate. However, since he realised that my true identity was this supposed rapist anti-feminist who apparently offended some special snowflakes on Twitter a few months previously, he immediately accuses me of being a rapist on the group's page and revealed his true intentions towards me. He basically started shitposting me on the one place where I had control. In our group, as in many groups on Facebook, we did not allow this sort of behaviour. Considering the reaction it caused from members to outright hate me, despite all that I had done to help these people have a place where they could talk about their favourite topic. And ultimately, I decided to ban this admin. I then explained to the group how I was innocent in this regard, and that we would not tolerate this sort of behaviour. I intended to make rule changes that would clarify that this sort of behaviour should not happen again. That would include major reforms to ensure that the group remain peaceful. In fact, I still have my copy of these rules, which I will read to you now. 1. No admin is above any other admin. No admin may ever declare themselves to be in a position greater than any other member, may not corrupt the decision-making process. That should say process, but my script says progress. Progress! Just, do you know what? There's a video online. It's a guy called Dr. Random Account. Just type in him progress, and you'll get a really great video kind of on the regressive left. It's a song parody and it's great. It's based on YMCA song. Just check it out. But anyway, that's for later on. Let me just put the C back in. Hang on. How do I spell progress? It's P R. Wait, what? Progress or process? Process. PROCESS. Yes. Okay. Let's start from the top then. No admin is above any other admin. No admin may ever declare themselves to be in a position greater than any other member, may not corrupt the decision-making process, and must never perform an action that directly affects the group or its members without first reaching an unanimous democratic decision with other members. Hang on a minute. My glasses are dirty as fuck and I need to clean them. Hang on. Still there. Nope, still very dirty. Very dirty. I love it when this happens. Alright, there we go. Nope, still dirty, never mind. Okay, so this includes changing any group settings, removing a member, awarding or removing admin status, or removing any member. Admin will add any members that request to join on the basis that they comply with the group rules and have not been previously removed. This is to prevent the corruption of the group and to ensure that admin do not put members at their mercy, and to ensure that all members get the equal opportunity to speak out about issues related to the group that they feel necessary to be spoken about. Also to prevent a massive clusterfuck. Number 2. All members must respect each other. We will allow the use of profane language, but we will not tolerate the targeted abuse of another member or putting down other members because of what they say. We want all members to feel included and to look out for each other, not shouting down each other's necks just because they disagree with one another, or say that what another member said was stupid. This is again to prevent a massive clusterfuck. Number 3. All posts must be group related. With the exception of videos that contain people playing video games, which the network have already played, there will be no unrelated content to the network. Posts of video game footage may only be posted once for every video that is posted, and video posts may only be made once a week. This is to ensure that content is concentrated and that there is no spam. We want members to enjoy the content that is posted to the group and to be included so that every member will be able to have the knowledge to make an opinion on every post that is posted. This is also to prevent a massive clusterfuck. Number 4. Every post and comment must be in English or translated. As this group is English based, we want all members to have to be able to understand content. Number 5. Jokes must not be taken seriously, and no member will be allowed to express their offence to something another member has said. This links in with Rule 2. Although, unfortunately, some are able to understand the concept of respect, so we just want to clarify, you cannot tell people if something they say is offensive. We want members to have freedom of speech and be peaceful towards one another. This means that there will be no telling people to be quiet or anything else that classes as something offensive. I put those instead of that. I'm great for putting typos. And then, yeah, never check your frickin' script before you start. Good idea. And I remember they've got another mistake. Because I need to find this other comment. I need to... Oh, this is going great, isn't it? That, yeah. Or which? Which, I guess? No, or that. Does that also work? Or does that... No? Oh, they both work. Okay, so... going from the top. This means that there will be no telling people to be quiet or anything else which classes as something offensive. All posts must not have feminist views. I know it sounds strange, but feminism is always a controversial subject, and if something sounds feminist, it will probably show man in a bad way. And we prefer that our male members are included as well as our female members to equal standards. Obviously, this is not a group for posting anything other than group-related posts. However, situations may arise where members may decide to devalue others because they know who they are from outside this group. Excuse me not being used to talking for such a long time. May decide to call them out on their views, which we would prefer did not happen. This is to ensure that all members are treated fairly and can express their opinions without being involved in a massive clusterfuck. Number 7. No pornographic or violent posts. This one is quite obvious. It's not network related and it goes against Facebook's community standards. Number 8. All members may not post more frequently than once every hour. This is to ensure that there is no overflow in the number of posts being made to the group, whilst members still have equal opportunity to share and read posts, and to make sure that reading posts is not too time consuming. Number 9. All of the above rules may not be infringed. Any member who is found to infringe the rules may be contacted by admin, and depending on the severity of the infringement, will be warned or removed from the group. We hope that members maintain a level of trust between each other to stay within these rules. And that's the end of the rules. I just want to clarify, this is sort of the rules that I wanted to implement. I don't think, from what I can understand, these rules haven't been implemented. And yeah, so excuse me, I think I might have to stop there whilst I get my breath back and kind of get that comment in. Alright. Okay, let's say, has this worked? I don't know, maybe this has worked. Well, yeah, you don't know what's worked, but I've just been fiddling around with the settings. I haven't been able to get it to record on the same thing. Hopefully this works. If not, I'll probably have to just put the two tracks together and it should be fine, hopefully, but hopefully I just want to get this done as soon as possible. Anyway, that comment I was talking about, well, it's just nothing more than a bit nonsense. It probably wasn't worth putting in, so this is what you get from doing stuff on the fly. It makes things absolutely rubbish, but hey ho, you know, it's my style and kind of, well, roughly edited, I guess. Who else roughly edits? Hey, that's a word. Stuff, but you know, it's kind of I don't really care at this point. But the important thing is my message, so I'm going to carry on with that. So after I've just explained the rules, I just want to explain what happens next. So it was at this point that things made a turn for the worse. My fellow admin, the one who was mainly responsible for keeping the secret of my false name, decided that this would be the appropriate time to remove my admin status and then block me from the group. What for? on the basis that I had said something that he'd disagree with. This is firstly because of my original comments, which I still maintain are egalitarian and not meant to cause offence to anyone, and actually aid people who are most in danger, but also for the accusation that my new rules, despite me thinking they were fair for everyone and democratic, were fascist, claiming that I was a re-embodiment of Hitler. How do I know this? Well, firstly I discussed reinstatement of my admin status, though eventually agreed that for the time being this was pointless, since the road admin was simply removing again. This would be with my other admins, my former admins, and they said that basically it's pointless to try and come back, or they said wait a few months, which is sort of what I've done, but also because of this photo, which I'll put up on screen for you. This is part of an exchange I had with the admin a month or so later, where on one of the network's new YouTube videos I made a query asking why they've effectively copied themselves by producing another series of the same content through another channel with different members. Of course there is a reason to have fun, as some of the fanboys pointed out, but then there was my argument for the lack of interest, and people watching this channel have probably already seen how the content concludes. Anyway, in the midst of all this, my former colleague pops up from out of nowhere and again tries to accuse me of being a rapist, sexist, racist person. God damn straight. Some people have the nerve to carry on a long dead debate. I should mention that in a private message thread on Facebook soon after he removed me from the group, he called me a cunt. Now, I'm not the kind of guy that gets offended by mere words. As they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. However, these sorts of words make me form a very negative opinion about this guy. At this point, I completely lost faith in him, and I knew that any scenario with me back in the group would not be possible with this admin. Naturally, with someone this hungry for vengeance, I was forced to block him. I had several other messages or requests from other social media pages, though I did not feel inclined to respond. But this one on YouTube was so public and so very much revealing of this admin's true political feelings that I needed to engage, because we egalitarians do not like people to be misrepresented in a different way, the way that matters in how they actually give their opinion. I would also like to mention how he expressed wishing to end things on his terms on a Skype call. I'd rather not do that, so instead of making this video so you can fully understand my point of view. These signs of sexist, racist, sexist, fascist, rapist are very similar to the attack, air quotes, on Thunderfoot. A guy called Thunderfoot, very interesting person who does a lot of sciencey stuff, but also tackled feminism and all sorts of stuff like that. By a woman by the name of Jennifer Keller, who is a feminist, also known as Laughing Witch. Yeah, I know, Laughing Witch. You can see where this is going. Where she instigated a letter-writing campaign to Thunderfoot's employer to try and get him fired. You may or may not know about this, but if not, I'm giving you the explanation of what happened. Essentially, she accused Thunderfoot of the same things that I was being held to account for here. The one thing you need to know about Laughing Witch, she's a feminazi. She did everything in her power to try and shut down Thunderfoot's views, which, by the way, was stupid and pointless, since he could carry on with his life making more videos about pointing out feminist bullshit from the money he gets from YouTube anyway, and would at the same time not be able to carry out groundbreaking scientific research that could potentially do something to help the human race. I can't really remember what, but I'm sure if you go to his Twitter, which is at Thunderfoot, Thunder F00T, is that how you say it, or just Thunderfoot, or just basically the O's are zeros, they're not. Okay, just whatever. It'll probably be there, or it won't be because Twitter will have no platformed him or something, or whatever. I can't, but I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to tell you how things worked out. So it's always you ask him about what happened with Jennifer Keller, and he might just point you to another one of his videos, but he might give you a detailed discussion. But then I don't know. But he's a decent guy, so he might talk to you. I don't know. Just talk to him, for God's sake. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know why I'm giving an opinion on this, but anyway, the point is he's a great guy. Go talk to him. Anyway, my point is that these sorts of people use these arguments just to shut you down. They don't care about nuance. They have no forgiveness and no mercy. Their aim is to shut anyone who doesn't agree with him. In this case, I'm all pretty sure it's telling men not to rape. Well, fat lot of use that's going to be, since we all know what happens when you ask a fish not to touch the boat. Don't touch the boat. You know what happened next, right? And you know what that is from, right? And you know, and if you do know what that's from, you probably know what happens next, and you get my point. Unless you don't, in which case, think of something offensive to say. I don't know. Yeah, go and watch it, and I don't care. You have to find it yourself. And if someone, you have to ask, just go and ask someone else. I'm really getting a bit sidetracked, but anyway. These people don't listen, these feminists don't listen to criticism. They're also corrupt and undemocratic. The irony being, of course, while this admin blocks me for being a Nazi, it's a bit totalitarian to block someone without warning and without anyone else's consent, and then pull out a false narrative, isn't it? Anyway, nearly at the end now, I think. Yeah, nearly at the end. Anyway, this is how it stands. I want to come back into this group. Unfortunately, this admin is still there, though from what I hear, he has become more decadent, and due to having problems with his internet, it's not active as he used to be. So I'm hoping to post this video, or get someone else to post it, and hoping that you know what group we're speaking about, if you saw this in said group, so that you can understand the full nuance of what has transpired, and ensure that I can make a return, and to lead this group in the way that it should be. Remember, without me, this group would be not where it would be is today. Oh, let's start that again. Remember, without me, your group would not be where it is today. I also hope that my rules can be re-implemented, and that the members responsible for planting the false narrative and using abusive language are banned forever from the group. You may cry that I'm taking away their free speech, however I argue that they took away mine at the cost of the group's integrity, and abused their free speech rights to gain power, whilst also steering the group away from its former identity of a peaceful and harmonious place. I have deliberately left out the names of the people involved in these incidents, so that they don't get mobbed by people who support me. As much as I know that I have no control over my followers, but these people should know who they are. They don't deserve any trust or respect over what they have done to me from you as my viewers. If you can understand anything of what I've said, although you do have the right to say what you want, I would advise you to calm down about it, and not really saying anything against me. I don't condemn free speech, but I want people to stop before they make themselves look even more stupid. I kid you not, disagreeing with my views is anti-humanitarian. Make what you think of that. I hope that in future you can understand people rather than just jumping to conclusions. Making presumptions about people before really understanding their words is the last thing this world needs. If you want more information on this about this subject and how I came to these conclusions, I will leave links to a couple of videos down in the description, both of them by extremely wonderful gentlemen, or your worst nightmares, whichever you choose, by the names of Thunderfoot, who we've mentioned, and a guy called Dr. Random McCann. That's Dr. Random Cam, like the Dr. Rand. Oh, just be down. It's the one that isn't Thunderfoot, okay? It'll be down in the description. I'm going to be making use of the YouTube poll system to ask once again a question I asked on Twitter a few months back and got a heavily negative response, or a response that seemed very heavily feminist. Who would you rather have in charge of the world? Would you have a feminist or a sane person? I will also leave links to my own Twitter account, as they will now be unprivated. I need to explain that by the time this goes up, I will only be using the account known as BlueAxeRacer, which was previously more BlueAxeRacer. So go to BlueAxeRacer, okay? Which is the same as my channel name, so yeah, you shouldn't have a problem finding that. There I'm going to be tweeting about F1, YouTube stuff and gaming, as well as my political views, which I guess this counts as such. So if you like this video, I would recommend that you check out my account especially. Please let me know what you think down in the comment section below. As long as you wish to be respectful, I'm more than happy to reply. I will see you in a bit. BlueAxeRacer over and out. Should I really do that? I should revise this whole thing of getting this right. I will see you in a bit. BlueAxeRacer over and out. Nope. I will see you in a bit. BlueAxeRacer over and out. You thought this was gone, but it's now back. I will see you in a bit. BlueAxeRacer over and out. I'll see you in a bit. BlueAxeRacer over and out. Nope, maybe not. I'll see you in a bit. BlueAxeRacer. And now for the arbitrary multi-second thing to show you what all my links are and stuff.
Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed. Ooh, I do like a bit of hot weed.